Yesterday, Donald Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to authorize the immediate deportation of any Venezuelan 14 years old or up, even accused of being a member of the Tren de Aragua gang. No due process, no need for a crime to be committed, just immediate deportation. In other words, any Venezuelan living in the US legally, including children, can be kidnapped at any moment and deported. This law is supposed to only apply to countries the US is at war with, which Venezuela definitely is not. And since Trump has repeatedly called immigrants invaders, this opens the door to doing the same thing to immigrants from many other countries. But that isn't even the half of it. These immigrants are not being sent back to Venezuela where they can go on about living their lives. They're being sent to El Salvador where they're gonna be locked up in torturous hellhole prisons under a deal with fascist Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele. And that's still not the half of it. Last night, a federal judge blocked Trump's order and demanded the planes full of Venezuelan deportees, which apparently were mid-air en route to El Salvador, to immediately turn around and come back to the US. And it seems this order was ignored in flagrant violation of the separation of powers and the rule of law. Now just think about this. The last time the Alien Enemies Act was invoked was in World War II, and it was used to throw 120,000 Japanese Americans, men, women, children, citizens and non-citizens in concentration camps for almost 4 years. One of the most racist and horrific crimes against humanity that this country's perpetrated. And the fact that this was done legally should tell you something very profound about how rotten and illegitimate this whole system and its great democracy actually are. But what Trump is doing now is in many ways even more dangerous because of how blatantly illegal it is, and how Trump and Rubio and the rest are declaring themselves above the law. What we're facing now is fascism, nothing less. And as the revolutionary leader Bob Avakian pointed out in a very important recent article, while Hitler came to power through the normal processes in Germany, he quickly set about destroying those norms and replacing them with open fascist dictatorship. And that laid the basis for the horrific atrocities to come. What we're seeing right now with the kidnapping of pro-Palestinian protesters and the kidnapping of Venezuelans just for being Venezuelan is just the beginning if we don't act bravely and in massive numbers to stop it. This is a test of whether Americans are going to repeat Pastor Niemöller's famous poem or write a different poem of courageous resistance. Now is the time to draw the line before it is too late. In the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America. The fascist Trump regime must go.